Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking the white truck here out for a drive and check and see if our battery fix is still holding up. It's been about 2 weeks since I last drove the truck. We had to jump the truck then because it was super cold. But anyway, I'm going to get in here. I'm actually going to start it. Go ahead, start it, move it. I've already started it and moved it once today, so I know it will start. But I want to drive the truck and see how it does and whatnot. So I just got done polishing this wheel. This is probably the last video that y'all seen. So I'm about to move the truck over there and get some pictures and videos and stuff with that. And we'll take this thing out for a nice drive and see how she does. Alright guys, so I've already started the truck and moved it. So, I know she'll start, which is, I like it. Like I said, I reckon we did fix the issue with this truck killing batteries. It's been about 2 weeks since I last started it. Come out this morning, fired up, perfectly fine. I just got done doing the polish video. So this let me roll the window down here. See the nice reflection of the wheel back there on the ground. Yeah, I love these polished wheels. They look so good when they're nice and polished. But anyway, I'm gonna take this thing on a drive. So I hadn't drove it really in a while. Just kind of over around the loop over here and back. So like I said, we're gonna take this little thing on a drive here today and kind of stretch her legs a little bit, take her around town and all that kind of thing. Now I do have, let me stop real quick. I'm gonna let it warm up some. I did Instagram reel on this not too long ago, but I never got to make a YouTube video with it. So Shine Armor hit me up on Instagram and said, hey, we want to send you some of this interior cleaner to do, and if you like it, you can sign up to be an affiliate and all that kind of thing. So I did a real video on this, and I really did like it. You can see on the door panel here, cleaned up real nice. I just did kind of this section, got a little carried away there, but you can see before and after there. Cleaned up the handle here pretty nice. Cleaned this up here and kind of a little bit on there, but not much. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, and also cleaned up this piece here, which was super filthy. So I'm going to do another video, and we're going to give this thing like a good clean. I mean, you can see it's filthy. Residue here for my phone mount that I had, but I mean, just like the buttons and stuff, it's all super dirty in this thing. So we're gonna give this interior a nice clean at some point. Clean it out because I got random detail and stuff. Also have a coupon code for Rev. I'll put that on the screen, as well as my code for Shine Armor. Now I'm not gonna lie, both of these I am an affiliate, so if you buy something I do get a small commission. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna let this thing warm up just a little bit, and we're gonna take this thing for a drive and stretch his legs a little bit. Alright, so we're back. Nice little 20 so minute drive. No, pretty nice. And I will say, with the Nittos on here, this thing is so much better. Gauges, I still don't know how to put the gauges, but with the Nittos, this thing drives so much better. Super happy with it. They did have some little flat spots and stuff from sitting, or cold spots, or whatever you want to call them, since it's been cold too. I guess it could be a combination of both. it did smooth out after a couple minutes. Nothing I'm not used to with big tires and trucks. So thing does great, but I do want to go over a couple things that I do need to do with this truck. Okay, so the first thing of which is brakes. For one, the brakes in this thing are terrible, because these are stock brakes from 1997. You know, the pads and stuff have been replaced, obviously. But stock 1997 replacement brakes. How about that? So with big tires, heavy wheels, lift kit, the whole deal. This thing is terrible at brakes. And I've noticed, let's see if I can show y'all. Do this, we'll let go of the steering wheel and hit the brakes. Yeah, this thing brake steers. So, gotta figure that out. It's more noticeable at highway speeds. You're going, there's a stoplight, and it hit the brakes, and you kind of woo, that kind of deal. In that exact fashion, the woo, So, I don't know if it is the brakes or the suspension. Let's see if I can get through here without running anything over. But whatever that might be, it's very annoying. So I got to figure that out at some point. I also need to figure out some way of parking this thing that's not near as a pain in the rear end as this is, but it'll work. So that's that. I know we do have some loose parts in the steering, which is kind of one of the reasons why I don't drive this thing a ton. But we do have that, so need to get that kind of addressed at some point. It seems as if our battery issue is fixed. Now, let me flip the camera around, that way I can talk to y'all. Okay, so, anyways, like I was saying, sorry if y'all are getting some glare, we'll try that. Anyway, with the white truck here, I will say, and I'm also trying the camera facing backwards, so hopefully the audio is better than some of the other videos. I noticed that in filming, or in editing, but wasn't quite sure how to fix it, so we're trying something different here. But anyway, with the white truck here, we do need, like I said, we do need to figure out what all is loose in the front suspension, and we also need to try to, I'd like to try to do some research, see if I can find some better parts. The parts that are on here now seemed really nice out of the box, and then within about a week, they were kind of, you jack the front end of the truck up and the wheels move around and everything. I don't know if that's just a thing of lifted truck with IFS. I don't know. So I'd like to try to do some research on that, and I'd like to try to do some research on ball joints and that kind of thing. So hopefully I'm not cutting top of my head off here or anything. Or if this is a weird angle, I do apologize. I can't see the screen. But we got that. We got headliner. We need to put the headliner back in this truck. And there's just a bunch of little things. Like, for instance, the deal with the gauges. Obviously, truck's not running right now. But we need to figure out the deal with the gauges. My amp, I noticed a while ago. I think my amp's going out. It's kind of, it'll go and then it'll quit, and it'll go and it'll quit. So we need to figure out that. The door speakers in this thing are just wore out. So we need to do that at some point as well. And these subs could probably use a refresh. But all that stuff doesn't really matter, to be like completely honest. As far as drivability goes, what we need to do with the white truck here is, like I said, we need to figure out what is loose in here. The brakes, if the brakes are what's causing the steering, the brake steering, and all that kind of thing, we need to figure that stuff out. That's the biggest thing right now, is this thing is annoying to drive because of the whole brake steer thing. It does it sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. It does most of the time. So we need to look, see if we can figure out what that is, what the issue is, and what do we need to do. So we need to do that, and then obviously afterwards we need to get this thing aligned, because it hasn't had an alignment in forever, and I'm not 100% sure if there's anybody that can align it around here with these 2212s and 35s on it, with the 2-inch adapters and everything. So I need to look about that. Like I said, I would really like to get the headliner done in this thing. Steering wheel, I need to get a steering wheel at some point. This poor thing is, well, the cover is toast, but the wheel underneath it isn't much better. So that's why the cover's on here. I hate steering wheel covers with a passion, but I gotta find a wheel for this thing. But anyway, the truck, I was actually super surprised. It's been a while since I put fuel in this thing. Like back before everything went through the roof. And I will say, this truck run great. Drive was really good, other than the whole like brake steer thing that it does. So I was very happy with that. But anyway, I'm gonna hop out of here. That way, oh, get too old for that. That way I don't have to listen to the door chime. Another thing that we really need to do is side steps. So these are 12th gen steps. These do not belong on this truck. Actually the same that's on the blue truck, and these are the exact same size that I have on the 6.0 over there. I like these. I do like these because they're nice and slim. They're not the huge oval steps that you see. So what we need to do with these is we built brackets for these. Can you see them? Sort of, kind of. You can see that filthy frame. You can kind of see that a little bit. But we did these, and we made these to where the brackets were even. Then I put them on the truck, and the back actually had more of a gap than the front. So we cut this one, took some out of it, put it back on there. We took a little bit too much, so it kind of closes up as it goes down. Now, I will say they're too high. I want them high and tight to the cab, but they're too high. So when I go to step up in here, I can't get my boot under, and that is annoying. So you got to kind of step sideways, and it's not all that great. So we need to kind of redo those, and then once we get this side dialed in, we will build some for this side, and we'll make them match and everything. So we need to do that as well. Get those kind of straightened out a little bit. So I think probably another inch or two up here, and then 2 or 3 in the back to kind of level it out. And then obviously it's spaced back so that way we don't get into the tires. Now with these, I think we could move them back a little bit, kind of close the gap here, but thing being, if we come over here to the passenger side, we have the exhaust to deal with. Now, if we don't go too low, I think we'll be fine. And I mean, we're pretty close to the flare, so we might be fine anyway, but that is something you kind of have to pay attention to. over there. So we'll have to be mindful of that. But anyway, I think that's it. I really want to finish the rock lights on this thing. I started doing rock lights like 6 months ago. So the front ones are mounted, but none in the rear. That's a question I have for y'all. Has anybody put fender liners in the rear of one of these? Let me know down below. I'd like to get some for this. Looked online. I can't find any. So if anybody has took, like, oh, this truck, I got them for this truck and they worked on 10th gen, let me know, because I'd like to get some for this. But all in all, I think that's it. We're getting close. Oh yeah, my switchback died up here, so I need to get another bulb for that. If you come in here and turn the park lights on, this one no longer participates in our activities. So the park light doesn't work, the turn signal doesn't work, nothing at all about this guy works. If y'all remember, the bulb kind of came apart in this one, so I might can try to take it apart and see if something broke or come loose in it at some point. But I might get with our friends over at Oxito and get some like I have in the 300, and I also have in the 60 over there. But anyway, guys, I think that's it. Now I know there's a bunch of cosmetic things I want to do. The flare needs to go back on. It's in the back seat. I need to get clips for that. I need to get clips for all of them, just to replace them and have nice new ones. The truck needs a paint correction completely. It's got some little trash and stuff in it. That's where we've done a little wet sanding and never buffed it or anything. And at some point, I think probably going to repaint this guy. Just a bunch of little imperfections, like where the flare just kind of rubbed in, a couple chips here and there. Nothing super big. It's just a lot of little things. So this guy will probably get repainted at some point. And a bunch of cosmetic stuff. When we get the powder coat stuff rolling good, probably going to powder coat everything under here and make everything nice, and the whole deal. So anyway, guys, I think that's it. Like I said, we are kind of getting close here, but the powder coating has been the main priority. So with that being said, guys, let me flip the camera around here. But with that being said, I think that is it for the white truck as far as like drivability stuff. Again, need to get the steps done. That way it's a little less of a pain in the butt to get in and out of this thing. It's not terrible now, but it could definitely be better. So we have that. We need to get the turn signal working, and a few other little things, but nothing major, nothing like super major. I think the worst thing will be the suspension stuff. So we'll get that. We'll start looking into that here and there as we can. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to be a wrap for today's video. So with that being said, if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody has a great day.